Blog Talk Radio.
Hello. I'm sorry. I know yesterday it seemed a certain kind of way, and anyway, this is Irene Ratliff. Let me make sure say it correctly. Irene Ratliff. Sometimes it's like, ruff, ruff, ruff. So Irene Ratliff, and I apologize. For some reason, I'm having some issue with signing on, and I'm like, let me make sure I'm on, and then of course I am, I'm writing the minutes in the course of the day of what I would like to communicate. I do need to, probably put some notes on there prior to 20 minutes before showtime. So, blame it on the editor. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, my name is, now I decided I want to go ahead and start munching. I told my daughter, I said, give me some chips. Let me have some salsa. You know that ain't cool. Why? Right, so here it is. I'm munching, I'm smacking on the thing. That's not cool. Salubris. Today is Friday, June 6, 2014. Blessings. Boon. B-O-O-N. Blessings. My name is Irene Ratliff, Regal Street Meat Company. Street Meat Company is a nonprofit organization seeking partners and sponsorships such as the listening audience to help ameliorate goals that can improve our community. Listeners, you can call 646-564-9776. Listeners, I am interested in your conversation, looking for people to call in so that it can help build the morale of Blog Talk Radio and my listening audience, We are on the air up to 120 minutes daily at 11:30 p.m. By the grace of goodness, we are training on Blog Talk's premium package, and we would like to maintain the package. We need donations, so please visit our website at www.streetmeat.biz, B-I-Z. I know, this is biz. And www.meetup.com/street-meat. I'm sorry, this one I was saying biz. Woohoo, I was like, oh gosh, yes, there's this conference that they're having at the GWCC, and they want to be funny. It's like, well, nonprofit can show up, but you got to be, you got to, have some documentation as if they should go orgs. But I'm like, I understand, but honey, we biz. I mean, we a biz org. How about that? And so anyway, I think that's coming up soon too. They actually have a car show that's going to be here. I would like to go to that car show because, and this is where your donations, it actually helps build that thing in terms of what we need to do to try to make some of those ideas into amelioration and some of the other ideas and the good old Saba, Tulips, Blog Talk, Kite Society to grow. So please, our encouragement is for you to be involved and engaged, and let's link up. But they have a car show that's coming up, and I do want to participate with that car show. Street Meat Mingle will be Sunday, July 6, 2014 at 2 p.m. at the Southwest Library, and hoping to see you guys. They have a park area And if you have drums and dance, we can create some cheer. We don't have to wait. Well, maybe it'd be good if we can do that once a month. Have street meet mingle and then have that kind of evolve into the Guzo Saba. That would be really good, really, really good. That would be in the a scope. Blessings. There are so many things to do, and we value your support, and we encourage our listeners to get involved with their local associations, including your neighborhood club associations. Know your politicians. Join your libraries, read and research more often. Locate the local law library and build street-level laws pertaining to the citizens in your area. Join the park and recreations department. There are so many things to do, so many things to be involved, and be in the know, and have the know of the now. I don't know, sometimes I'll be entertaining myself sometimes, talking to you, the listening audience in the radio world. I wanted to say today, I went to a meeting, and in actuality, I really didn't get this stuff together, but I wanted to. It's just that one thought went to the next thought, and, yeah, goodness gracious, let me get on it. But anyway, they have, I went to the meeting today, and it's this, Sweet Auburn, over there on Auburn Avenue, downtown. Ebony is being hosted by Ebenezer Church. The new Ebenezer by the King Center. And the lady, she was talking to me as if, don't get me misunderstood. I ain't trying to call it out a certain kind of way. But I said, does the King Center know y'all having this? I told her I was going to go in the King Center and see if they have it on. And, but anyway, I ain't going to do all that. It's unnecessary. But they have Ebenezer Church, and what it is on June, it actually starts on the 19th for a planning committee, or planning academy. And then they have June 20th, hands-on lab and project build-out. And then on the 21st through the 22nd, they have a temporary street transformation into models that is to promote lifelong community. So let me give you an example of what that means. Okay, you remember what Inman Park used to look like? Okay, you know what Inman Park looked like today. Okay, so this is the objective, and of course, some of these things are it's temporary, and the thought went just like this. Quick Creek actually have contests, literally, and I was like, wow, if they use cement and they use those blocks and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, honey, they could be building some of them bathrooms or some of them walls and making bathrooms or something. They'll be wasting our bricks and mortar, honey, when they could be utilized and used. So anyway, I'm going to have to get in contact with Quick Creek so that maybe there will be some park projects, or maybe on the international scale, maybe they'll be able to do some of their contesting somewhere else, and where there's a developing country. I know, like for an example, certain parts of India, they actually are reconstructing how they do the irrigation. And so in saying that, and the same thing with the Africans. So that right there would be really a good idea to actually try to get Quick Creek to participate with building bathrooms in their scope of, competition. So this right here, it's not really a competition, but it states this: experience a 2-day street transformation featuring pop-up shops, outdoor cafes, live music, local food, bike lanes, community art, celebration of history, and the Old Fourth Ward and Sweet Auburn. Okay, so join us as we work together to temporarily transform 2 blocks of Auburn Avenue into model lifelong community called Better Blocks, places where people, young and old, can live, work, and play throughout their lifetime. Street meet. That's called like Naguzo Saba. Don't get me to fibbing. Okay, I'll go into some. I'll go into some other things. I do want to say this. Tomorrow, let me pull them up. Tomorrow, they're doing at the International Horseshoe Park. How many of y'all been to the International Horseshoe Park? When was the last time you went to the? It's been a while since I've been to the International Horseshoe Park. Out there in Conyers, exit 82, you go all the way down and sit on the right. Hey, they having the Color Festival there tomorrow. Hello? The Color Festival is there tomorrow. Oh, I kind of got to book this up in two different places. Hold on. Let's put it, just unify it. Please join our brothers and sisters over there at the International Horse Park. Learn your history. The International Horse Park will be hosting the Color Festival. It is original to East India and West Indies. Did you know that the West Indians used to also do the same thing? As a matter of fact, they still do. You'll go out there right now. I was trying to call. It's in South America. I think it's Suriname, and we have also anyway, all of them by Trinidad and Tobago and all them little islands right there. They have the Color of Festivals down there. It used to be all up and through here it is Latin America too, but listen, if you can go and participate with the Color Festivals, I'm sorry, excuse me, let me see what, I don't like when I be looking at certain things and be like, what is that? But anyway, let me read this to you first. Atlanta Color Festival. Atlanta, get ready for the world's largest color festival. And you can go to their website. I don't have to read all of it to you. But I do want to state that let's see, the tickets are $20, $15 for students. It's at the 1996 Centennial Olympic Park in Conyers, Georgia, 30013. For a map, that's going to, please get in contact with them. Embrace your Indian culture. I encourage you to participate. It will be ideal, especially if you are not familiar with the Color of Festivals. Matter of fact, they even do it in Africa and Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania. You have a large Indian population that's over there, and they do the same thing over there. So don't get it twisted. Embrace your culture. Okay? All right. www.colorfestival.com. I'm sorry, I had to pull out a map. I was trying to think of this little small island over there. I'm like, wow, look at there. So anyway, while that's pulling up, it starts with an A, Aruba. That's it. Like Aruba, over there in that area, by Venezuela and all that. Okay, also, they're actually having, I got an email. I'm ecstatic. Yay! Well, in food. They're having the 11th annual Unity Council elections, and they're looking for people to nominate. So it's the African community, and for some reason they felt like they had to put black in parentheses, but to tell you the truth, we are Onyx people. And I've explained this some time ago when I was having a conversation about Swarthy. But why do we have to use these things to identify us? I think that, I ain't going to go there. But anyway, the African Black community of Metro Atlanta is perhaps the only black community in North America that participates yearly in the nomination and election of representatives to its own citywide Unity Council. For us in Atlanta, it's time to nominate for this year's election. So this year they're actually doing elections and they're nominating. And you can, and I'm actually seeking people to support my effort to actually sit on that seat. Or yeah, I would like to be on the Unity Council. I really, really do. So if you're supporting me, you can text me. My telephone number is 678-334-3409. Okay, and text me your name, or you can actually also send it by email on www.streetmeet.biz, or even on the meetup.com back street dash meet. So you can email me or text me, okay, or send me a note so that I can blessings. I can actually sign up for that. Or hey, you could sign up for me. How about that? At www.unityforpower.org. So I'm looking for your support. It's called www.unityforpower.org. Okay. As I mentioned to you, also I'm going to their website because they actually have an event that's taking place. We have the Fight the Bike Day that will be with Keisha Bottoms, Atlantic City Council District 11. But then they also are participating with other functions that's going on, and it's also conjoined with the to clean up with Keisha Bottoms, and that is Atlanta Seniors to You. Now I ain't gonna fit to you. I like the concept. I think that our elders should really be the ones communicating to our children. So I really like that. You know, the reason why it's not reciprocating the way that it should, well, I don't know. Because what's happening is that there's a care for our elders, there's a care for our youth, but then the people in the middle, they just kind of grazing along the way. And then some in this little maze or this little map that we have here in terms of success, we're applying at different levels, and some of us become here and there successful and succeed in different places. We're working on it. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you want to share wealth and proper share. So the thing is that because, you know, you're working in your community doesn't necessarily mean you can't look good. Look at the people at the church. Anyway, I wanted to just say that. On June 7, 2014, starting at 9 a.m., 9 to 12, I don't know, well, on here it has 9 to 1. They're going to be doing the Fight the Blight Day. And then they're going to have New Attitude Conference. That's on 20, okay, one moment. Fight the Blight Cleanup. It's 3131 Campbellton Road, 9 to 12, 9 to 1. And then they have the New Attitude Conference, 2997 Campbellton, 2 to 5. And then they have from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., 2997, they have food, fun, and live stage. And of course, you're able to attend. Now, for people who are actually somewhere else, on the same website, which is unityforus.org, so if you're looking for a calendar of events, if you feel like you want to post some ideas, they do have a website for you to post your ideas. I'm like, honey, I should have been posting my stuff. So I'm going to get on that today. Maybe one or two things. Anyway. There's the complimentary, or the complementarity, you know, I'm practicing, celebrating African love. Okay, that's 10 a.m. to 7, and that's in Lithonia, the Origin Nile Studios, 3026 Miller Road, Lithonia, Georgia, 338. Okay? No, that seems interesting. Donations. They're looking for $20 for adults, $35 for couples, $10 for teens, and free for children. All right. So they are having that, okay? All right. Let's see what else is going on. I want to go back to the conversation about the meeting I went to, because there was also additional information in terms of the meeting. But before I go there, no, I did not do my thing today, but I'm working on it. But the encouragement is to stay on it. I just want to be truthful. You know, I was listening to a conversation, and the conversation kind of communicated. What do you think? Is that a task? No, not really. You have to kind of prioritize and manage. But I want to say that at the Center of Hope at Benning Hill Recreation Center, we have exercising Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays starting at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. you can go and exercise at Ben Hill from 11 a.m. to, I think, noon. And, of course, you're able to do some other stuff, too. Anyway, I was kind of browsing around today. This was part of my meeting. And I actually came up to this place. It's called MAP International. They actually provide medical or pharmaceutical care and services to, I guess, countries that are also developing. And I just thought that was phenomenal. You know, in terms of Nagugo Saba, sure. Yes, I mean, I wanted to establish a relationship with them. And if we have anybody who's out there who is in the who are pharmaceuticals or into the pharmacology, anywhere in this arena, I know that we have some people who go out and they communicate about some vitamins and things like that. But if you really are into research, are you familiar with certain medicines, please, I encourage us to have a conversation so that we can have an understanding of what that is in terms of pharmacology, pharmaceuticals, and then that approach into what we should be maybe consuming. I know that there's a lot of multivitamins and things like that out there in the market, but the relationship is not really so much about pills as it is, what kind of relationship is that? Because one of the conversations I was having was like, wow, there was like mosquitoes galore. I mean, we were like, woo, 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 and that, when you look at mosquitoes actually bring forth malaria or something like that. I don't know, but we were scratching. I mean, oh, goodness. I was like, oh gosh, my skin, it just went, I ain't gonna really describe it, but it was just like, that was ridiculous. So I had asked her if they did aerial. And aerial was when, back in the day, they used to, when we were staying out there in California, we used to have little light bulbs. You don't see them little light bulbs no more, but I wish I have, I'm not out there. But anyway, I saw a little light bug out here. And what they would do is they have the mosquitoes, and they would repel it, and it would go over the air with some mosquito stuff. And I would say the same thing also about the locusts. Like one of the things that they were talking about in Africa, in the northern part of Africa, the sub-Saharan area, that they had locusts, and the locusts would eat up the food. But I'm like, you can control those locusts. There's aerial and stuff up there too. And, we want to be conscious about what's going on in the air and if it's, friendly. But then when we're having bugs such as locusts chewing up the food, we want to be concerned about that, So this is why it is important that we find people who are in the medicine or research, okay, and into the pharmaceuticals and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, to make a long story short, well, you know what I mean. Those things will be ideal, especially when we find that there's a lot of locusts. Sometimes we travel, good Lord, I was like, look at all them locusts. We were actually, to tell you the truth, we were traveling in Kansas. It was Kansas and Missouri. I have not ever seen some of the strangest bugs, and they're like all over the place. So I don't know. Maybe if it's good for them, maybe it's good for us. I don't know. Don't get me to fibbing. Because I know that they normally drive the little cars and they have the stuff. That's how they normally do it too. Is they have the cars and they, in terms of insects and mosquitoes. But right there in Kansas and Missouri, if you go up in there, boy, I tell you, they got some big locusts. Good God, like almost bigger than your hand. Almost it seems like. Well, I got big hands, but not as big. So yes, honey. Those I don't know. For those of you who go to Kansas and travel there, it would probably be ideal if you're able to check it out. That would be really, really good. Some other stuff that's kind of like more like business related. I did suggest that we try to get transportation. This would be really, really good to try to get on certain things such as this because Rockdale County, what they were explaining to me is that MARTA is serviced the cab Fulton in Atlanta. But then they're also trying to bring forth Clayton County wants to sign on to that, and which would be really, really good for Clayton County. Clayton County had one of the best little small colleges going on. But I want to say that Rockdale County, if you look at Rockdale County, 82 need a bus. They need bus service out there, and that's where that horse park thing is at too. And then the other encouragement, I'm glad that Clayton County is asking, because the thing is that how many people actually go out there to go see drag racing. Drag racing is really, really big out there in Clayton County, honey. Really, really big, honey. Boom. I want to say tomorrow, also on June 7th, we're going to be at Grant Park. We're doing Grant Park from 10 o'clock. And what it is that they're having a revise and restore rehabilitation thing for homeowners or people like myself who's trying to find out more information in regards to rehabilitating properties. I'm doing these different things because here it is a build-up, in terms of what we need to do, in terms of us meeting different people, and it's just the truth. We have to be able to mingle. It's like, how you going to be better about somebody who's trying to help you? I know that's right, honey. Ask somebody. That doesn't make any sense. And we always have our extended hand and appreciate. Okay, there's another thing. It says, as I was communicating about MAP, Health and Hope, and there's, it says bringing clean water. The wells. I think that would be something that would be really, really good. We're looking at some information, and in terms of irrigation for those people who are historians or people who have an interest in preservation, archaeology. What is that other one? Archaeology. But anyway, anthropology. The question is, in terms of the irrigation as we know it, and when we look at some of these other places, like using Machu Picchu for an example, what was their irrigation system? And so the reason why I bring that up is that when we look at the IAEA actually housed fossil water called the Nubian sandstone. The Nubian sandstone actually sits in Sudan, Egypt, Algeria, I want to say Chad, and it has a big reserve. And of course there's man-made things, but this one was actually sitting on the bottom where this was all fossil fresh water. And then what they did is just allowed it to gush out into a regular stream. But if you go on the IAEA, and you can go and tap into Nubian sandstone. Matter of fact, let me see what they've been up to since when, The Nubian sandstone. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Let's pull it up one moment. So yes, the encouragement is to mm-hmm. Anyway, they're looking for clean water. My thing is all that money that went in there like that, honey, you better believe it. They should already have developed a sophisticated water system like we got going on right here. What do you think? We should have already tapped into, they should already have a sophisticated irrigation system, but that's just a matter of opinion. Don't give me the fibbing. Yeah, the Nubian sandstone. Yeah, aquifer system. And this is the world's largest known fossil thing, too. So anyway, I'm just on Wikipedia, but if you get a chance and you can look on there, you know, I ain't gonna fib to you. When they found fossil water and they were talking about how dry it is, it made me wonder, for sub-Saharan Africa, was there ever any water there? Because they got all that sand there. Where does that sand build up from? So it made me wonder, underneath that, what do you think is underneath all of that? All that sand. What is underneath all that sand? That's a question. Does the sand multiply itself? So anyway, when we look at where we see the Red Sea, and if you had water going across from the ocean into the Red Sea, going across from the Atlantic, could that have been, divided by water? It's just a thought. Because I've always kind of had some interest over there in the sub-Sahara area. So I'm like, wow, where that sand come from like that? That's the only, there are some sand dunes over there in California. But I was like, for some of these areas that's talking about how the beaches are eroding and I was like, because y'all need some sand. Some of those areas, the water has risen. It's because, okay, if you're going to do anything in dimensions, you have to go, you have to do it where it goes in a decline. Okay, just like a swimming pool, you got 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. But if you're doing everything 3 feet, how is the water going to, I guess, incline or decline? Okay, so that didn't make any sense. How you going to... So anyway, I was like, some of these places that I've traveled to, I'm like, what they need to do is get some of that sand over there in Africa. Because I was like, well, maybe if we had some boats, we could travel and get some of that sand and fill in some of them, the beach areas. But I'm like, in California, you could be at the beach, right? And you can almost walk, it seems like a half a mile to get to the water. So wherever that thing is, and they put all this on there, all the rest of that is sand. Okay, so you walking on the thing, and then the water and stuff, it recedes and everything a certain kind of way. But once you start walking out a little bit, right, you literally go into another area of water. Whereas when I was at the beach, I was able to walk all the way out, maybe even the same distance. And I ain't going to feel to you, whatever was going on at the bottom of that, I wasn't trying to find out. So I just stayed at the shallow end where I'm able to walk all the way out. I don't even think the water even came up to my bosom. But, I'm just, but the thing is, if you're actually a swimmer, you have to walk far, far, far out there. So anyway, if you look at the beach in California, the beaches in California, honey, some of them you go, man, for real. You have a lot of beach where you can just lounge out and hang out and all that kind of stuff. So guess what? That was man-made. It's been, kept. And probably the same thing even for Europe. I'm just looking at this other stuff here, these drones. I ain't going to feel to you. I'm on FYI. I need to find out. In Western Sahara, what's going on underneath all that? Is there hidden country over there? A hidden planet or something? I don't know. maybe some old countries. I mean, you know, from something from way, way, way back when. Because I'm like, well, how do you suppose they were traveling back and forth across all that sand? Huh. All right, let's see. I don't know. There's not much more to say, but I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. And we can probably have more conversation once I'm able to find out a few other things. I'm just going through some of these papers and things I collect. Once we actually get our office, you know, most of those things, when you're collecting them off the street like that, and we're involved, you know, those things need to be kind of like in the archives. You archive some of those things. The reason why you put it in alphabetical order, you know, you don't necessarily, because you want to be able to pull out those things as a reference to somebody else's work. You know, sometimes we just toss these things like it doesn't matter. But once I get my shelves and all that kind of stuff, yes, it will matter. All these little things, those papers and cards and all that different kind of stuff that people out there and they're doing and they're participating with certain things, yes, it does matter. Anyway, let's see here. Thanks for joining Street Meet, The Point, listening audience. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope to have your support. We do accept donations, crowdfunding support, and your participation. Please visit our meetup.com website. We are www.meetup.com/street-meet. Everyone is valuable in your participation to help yourself, family, community, local, state, region, federal, and global community relies on the many people that contribute to it being an effective structure. Thanks again. Please visit www.streetmeet.biz and our Connect partner, not meetup.com/streetmeet. Thank you. Have a good night. TTYL. I know it was a, you know, for those who probably was like waiting to have a long, drawn-out conversation tonight. I really just don't. I do have some things to communicate, but I need to make sure I get all my little stuff together. So maybe tomorrow I'll be a little bit more organized. Have a lot more to say. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be out with some of the festivities that they have going on over here in Hamilton. And I'll be at Grant Park. Hey, and then of course we have to do our yoga. I want to say yoga will be at the Horse Park. Please, those of you who do not know the other side of your history, your culture, please embrace that thing going on in the various places. Because when you go here and when you go there, you'll begin to realize there's similarities in terms of culture and heritage. Okay, so there's a lot of people who say, I'm Indian. So anyway, participate with your fellow brothers and sisters at the the International Horse Park. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Good night.